Hey, have you ever wondered what makes a great mod in Skyrim? If your answer was yes, then what makes a good underrated mod? Welcome associates to episode 2, where I am going to share with you another 10 underrated mods that should get more exposure. I honestly believe everybody should have those in their lot order. You guys have voted for this episode by liking the video, which again, small reminder, only 9.2% of people who are watching my videos are actually subscribed. It will help me a lot if you like the video or subscribe to help me find my audience. Also, have you heard? If you subscribe to Kavou, you're getting a sweet roll for free. Just don't let the guards know. Thank you again, and without losing any more time, let's jump into the first mod. This is Immersive Shortcuts of Skyrim, made by Retrofix, you let me know how you pronounce that. This mod is going to add a bunch of new dungeons. They are connected in specific zones that will let you have shortcuts. It's very similar with Skyrim sewers. It does it a little bit different. Now you will be able to immersively walk around the world and find those hidden entrances or doors that they will let you dwell into dungeons that are filled with enemies, loot, and many shortcuts and signs for you to know where to go. This is an extraordinary mod, and I did not want to spoil too much so you can explore it yourself. What I like is not only that the mod author has added, but also the fact that it gives you another reason to play on survival mode. One of the things destroys my immersion into any RPG is fast traveling, unless it's done in an interesting way. Opening your map and similar to Starfleet clicking somewhere and teleporting magically, it's very unimmersive, and this mod gives you more options, and not only that, it rewards you for exploring because those locations will not be revealed on your map. You have another reason to go out there and explore again in Skyrim. This mod is making my current playthrough feel very fresh, and it's going to give you exactly that. That being said, let's move to the next mod. This is a small one, and it's called Starting Swamps Variety. This mod is going to add moss, you know, the thing that is located underneath gaming chairs, in many objects in Skyrim while using base object swapper. This mod cleverly distributes static swamps or nature moss, however you want to call it, into many areas in Skyrim, that being forts, that being target dummies, doors, buildings, carts, barrels, crates. You will never see the same texture of the same fort, the same barrel, the same chest, and the list goes on. Now we have some variety with some mods, which makes sense to have. It is an extremely small mod that again it adds so much, and I love those small mods because with little they do so much. Will not cause you any issues in your game. I've been using Sunny's mods over the past few months. Just make sure you install correctly base object swapper dependent on the version of your game. Okay, next, if I am not biased, this is maybe my most favorite mod that I'm covering in this episode, and this is called Lost Heritage. This mod adds a completely new quest with incredible voice acting. To start the quest, you will need to visit the Falkreath's Inn, and once you enter inside the inn, you will find the letter right next to the innkeeper. You read the note and the quest starts, where you will have to visit a mysterious cabin, which has some of the best voice acting I've ever heard.
You're here about my notice, aren't you?
This has a very similar vibe to Vigilant if you have played this quest mode. I'm not going to spoil too much, I'm only going to show you a few of the new locations. In total we get 3 brand new locations, so it's a very small quest mode, but again it adds so much into the world of Skyrim. I'm gonna let you hear some of the voice acting yourself.
Shielded me, defended me, all for my safety. She never punished me, she corrected me. She stopped me from getting myself killed chasing pipe dreams. You don't...
Names and titles, they do not matter here. Questions and answers supreme and paramount. They rule. Faith, core of Nirn, core of man, and Myr. They are born of it, molded by it, and undone by it.
Is it my imagination, or does this guy sound like Bane from Batman?
I was born in it. molded by it.
One of the things I've noticed with Lost Heritage is that the environmental storytelling it has, it's super awesome, attention to detail to every single corner of every single building and landscape this mod adds. Everything you will encounter in this quest is hand placed in a way where it will let you understand what is happening and explore. It's a very immersive and amazing mod, and I will 100% recommend this to anyone that wants to add something new into their Skyrim. Next, we have this cache enabler. Cache. This is not exactly underrated, but given that it came out very recently, I did not cover this in any of my modding videos, and essentially what this does, it fixes an issue with Skyrim or any Bethesda game where every time you switch your weapon you have a mini starter. And Pinion managed to fix that in Starfield and is working on it, and now he has brought that in Skyrim. So if you want to save some FPS, if you hate combat lag or starter, anytime you swap weapons or switch weapons in and out of combat, there you go. It has two versions. Either get the first version if you are using Anniversary Edition and you haven't downgraded your game, or get the second version if you are using Special Edition. Next we have the animation mod that I have been using for the past few weeks, if not months, and this is KG Animations 200. This is going to add a bunch of new animations to both 200 Greatswords and 200 War Axes, each of those having slightly different animations from the vanilla base game, and what I like about those is that they work perfectly with any of the weapon speed overhauls. Again, all of the links will be down in the video description. I will be putting additional links for extra mods that you should try to combine together. Do a bit of a fuse, if I may, to make the combat feel very reactive and also not going too far from what we've got from Skyrim, just fixing some things and making again most of the animations much more smoother and giving you some variety. I love the idea of keeping Skyrim and not turning it into a different game. Slightly adds much more variety, immersion, and overall it enhances the combat so much more. Let me know what you guys think. Do you like that, or do you prefer using MCO? Let me know down in the comment section if I'm the only person who likes vanilla Skyrim. Next we have maybe the most ambitious mod here that came out few days ago by J Serpa, and this is Simple Fishing Overhaul. It completely overhauls the fishing in Skyrim to the point where I'm actually fishing myself and enjoying it quite a lot. This mod is going to give you new animations for fishing, new interactions with fishing, and of course new fish. It will completely overhaul how fishing works, with the different items you get, the rewards, and everything regarding that. You can read about it on the description of the mod. What I like mostly about this mod is that the immersive reactions now NPCs will have every time you fish. If you fish something good, they will have something nice to say. If you fish something bad, they will make fun of you, and essentially they make comments, making fishing feel much more alive, giving it the fresh breath it deserves. Over 200 new lines of dialogue. It also has support for few followers in the vanilla game to comment specifically on your fishing skills. And to finish with this mod, if you think that fishing in Skyrim required a little bit of a general overall enhancement, thanks to J Serpa, an amazing mod to have for the fishing enjoyers. Next we have a mod that completely drew my attention when I saw this on the Nexus, and it's coming from Where Dead Angels Lie. This is going to change how the flame spell works in game, and that's only the flame spell, the level 1 spell, which is something that most of us will use for a very long time until we get something better, and this mod visually completely changed that, which looks absolutely fantastic, and the mod author said he will work on something similar for the equivalent frost spell you get at level 1. Absolutely fantastic mod. It's going to give this sparky type of vibe, which again it looks amazing and is fully compatible with any fire overhaul you are using. I am using the ultimate fire effects and it works amazingly well with this one. Then we have a very cool mod that is called Liminal Portals, and this is going to add few spells for you to cast different type of portals which are connected to travel through Skyrim with much more ease. The difference with this mod is that instead of casting the spell and getting teleported, which is what we had before, you are getting now with a bunch of spells to visually put down a portal. Those portals looks like doors and they have a bunch of different textures for you to choose. It was kinda complicated to see how this works. You will get a bunch of spells. This is going to add a single wizard tome. It will teach you all of those portals at once, and the way they work is that those portals will be connected. So essentially, they work as checkpoints for you to move from point A to point B. So now you can have those different type of checkpoints. I think it's much more cooler than the original idea of just casting a portal and just traveling to any place you want. It adds so much more variety, and as someone who has fast travel disabled, I am using waste shrines, I am using the immersive shortcuts, I am using the carriage overhaul, and mods like those is what I love about Skyrim because it completely changes the overall experience by giving us more options. Options are immersive. I love this mod. Go and give the whistles some love. Closing in, we have two mods, and this is the giant club variety. It is going to add a bunch of clubs to the different giants you will face. I will recommend to get the Mikhail's giant overhaul, which again adds much more variety. As you can see, enemy variety in Skyrim has always been a problem, and I'm very sure if we've never got the Dwemer ruins in Skyrim, the enemy variety will feel as dull as Starfield. So any mod that adds clever features like that to make the enemies feel much more diverse or enhances them in any way, I think it's a massive W, and I wish we had more small mods like that. I am not using immersive creatures because the mod is very buggy, so I will always try and get small mods like that. And lastly, we have the Citadel of Snow, Windhelm Bridge Reforged. Now every time I hear the word Reforged, I get some very bad PTSDs. This time, however, is for a good reason. This is going to completely overhaul the Windhelm Bridge, which is a very buggy place in Skyrim. I like to keep it vanilla, so this mod works amazingly with my mod list, and anybody's mod list who again likes to have a vanilla type of approach into their game. And it's also compatible with seasons of Skyrim, so now you will see the Windhelm Bridge change over time. It will appear snowy, they will appear with no snow, it will always dynamically change, and it's a small mod that I think adds a lot into the game. With this last mod, we're closing in episode 2 of 10 underrated mods. Let me know which one was your favorite one. If you managed to make it to this point of the video, only 5% of people who are watching videos they managed to reach into the end, so you are super unique, you are special, and you are awesome. Thank you so much for watching those videos, and thank you even more for your time and your great support. My name is Kavou, and I will be making more of those. I'm also working on an anniversary edition type of mod list, so I will be posting this in the future to come. Take care, associates, and until next time, happy modding.